That's got to be one of the biggest fumbles in business deal history ever.
Hello? You're currently on the phone with KCK. Yep, that's me.
Welcome back, everyone. I am KCK, hence the title of this podcast. I will be your host for the next hour of this riveting news cycle. This important news you need to know. Today is Friday. It's Friday afternoon, May 9th. We're into May, which is kind of crazy to think about. But I love May. I feel like it's an underrated month. It's not too hot. We still get rain. It's very green, very pretty. It's in Utah. I love it at this time of year because come June, it gets super dry and it just doesn't look very pretty in the summer. The mountains do, whatever. But like when you drive along the freeway, it just looks dead and gross and like a fire hazard. Which, whatever. But the springtime is a different thing. And I just got done recording a Patreon episode, and in there I talk about my spring movie that I watch. It's called Persuasion. It's on Netflix. I think I've talked about it before. It's just a very, I love pastel colors, like spring colors, and it's the vibe that movie gives off. It's a Jane Austen book turned into a movie. Dakota Johnson's the star of it, and it's got Henry Golding from Crazy Rich Asians. I just love it. It's like, I love it so much. And I vividly remember watching it with the windows open and it was like raining outside. And I'm like, this is the life. This is it. Everything is going to be okay. But yeah, it's on Netflix if you want to watch it. I also talked about, I bought Martha Stewart's gardening book because I don't necessarily want to, I don't love houses that have too much foliage. I laugh because my grandma used to say that word and it drove us nuts. But that's what I'm going for. The foliage. When there's just too much, I don't like it. And it's hard to maintain, and it brings bugs, it brings birds, it brings just a lot of work. But I want a yard that has character, that has pockets of shade, and kind of has a little bit of structure to it, a little bit of curb appeal. And at our house, it's just not like that. We've been trying to grow trees for like 30 years, and we finally, about, 5 or 6 years ago, found a tree that does well here. All the trees we planted before that, I didn't plant any of them, except for these new ones. They just die. They do well for a minute, and then they just die. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the soil. In our well, we get a lot of sand, so I don't know if it's just not good soil or what, but I'm like, surely there's got to be a way. We've got to be able to plant stuff. We used to have really pretty flowers at our house too, and then one year the grasshoppers, and what I'm telling you, you couldn't even see the ground because there were so many grasshoppers. That's how it was, and they just destroyed the whole yard, lawn, flowers, everything. In one day, they just wiped it completely out, and it's just never been the same since then. So I'm like, you know what? I watched Martha Stewart's documentary the other night, and first of all, wow, I love Martha Stewart. It's no secret. I've always liked her. I guess I didn't realize how much of a boss she was. I knew she did a lot and whatever, but watching this documentary, I know I'm behind. I know it's been out for a while, but the dedication and the discipline and the focus that she has is crazy, and it kind of lit a fire under me in a way. I'm like, wow, I could be doing a lot more. She didn't start her company until she was 52, and she was still outworking me at that age. Not that that's an old age, but I'm like, okay, if she can do that, she's 83, you guys. She's 83 years old, and she is still running a company and working every single day, and she sleeps 4 hours a night. I don't know how she does that. She looks not 80. She was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and they said that it was the most sold Sports Illustrated cover of all time. She's just killing it. She just really is. So I'm like, you know what? If she can do all that, I can step it up a little bit. So that being said, I want to make my yard look nicer and more appealing, and I'm going to. And I'm like, okay, surely she has ways of figuring out what grows, what doesn't grow, how to get it to grow, if something's not working, how to fix it. And I've read about 10 pages of that book, and I've solved my problems. Like, literally, the answers I've been looking for I don't know how long. I could have Googled it probably, but she answered them for me right there, just plain as day. I'm like, this is why you're at the top of your game. My question is, like, I know she has a team behind her, all that stuff, but how is she so good at it all? She's good at sewing, she's good at cooking, she's good at baking, arts and crafts, homekeeping, home renovation. Like, like I could see her being good at a few of those things, and then moderately good at the other ones, but she's fantastic at all of it. At all of it. I don't understand how she does it. I don't get it. It's just completely fascinating to me. And it's no shocker that she became the first self-made woman billionaire in the United States. Although she's not that now. She's worth $400 million now, which is still a staggering amount of money. But she was a boss. She was a hard worker. Every detail, she knew what was going on. She had the final say in everything. I think it was her master class I was watching. She's like, I found out that my restaurant in Vegas, the Bedford, which is really good, you should go to it, was voted top 50 in the United States. And I found that out Monday morning. And she's like, well, when did we find this information out? And he's like, early Sunday morning. And she's like, I should have been made aware of that the second that we got that information. She's like, I don't care what time of day it is. I don't care if you have to email me, call me, text me. I want to know this information. I worked very hard, and I want to know when we are being rewarded. And I'm like, people say that she was kind of harsh to work with, but from what the documentary looked like, her employees very much like working for her. So I think she's just blunt. I think she's just to the point, and it can come across mean. But like, if a man did all that, it wouldn't even be a question. It would just be a man being a man, a businessman. And I think it's interesting. She was like in her late 20s, early 30s, and she just decided to go work on Wall Street, and she just very quickly started making $250,000 a year. Like, she's just one of those people that's so good at everything she does. And the way that she started her company was they moved to the countryside because something happened to the market. It crashed. I think this was in the 80s. Wasn't there a market crash in the 80s? So they moved to upstate New York. I think it was where it was, somewhere up there. It was the last train stop you could take from the city. They found this old house, Turkey Hills, what the name of it was, like run down, and she fixed it up, made her garden. Then she started hosting dinners for her husband's employees and clients and all that stuff. And then she started a catering business, and she's like, that quickly turned into a multi-million-dollar business. I'm like, how do you, like, you just like produce money. You're just like a money magnet. Like, it just all of a sudden became a multi-million-dollar business. It's just incredible, honestly. So this book, I am in love with it. I'm doing this series now on TikTok where I cook Kris Jenner's cookbook, and I'm going to once that's done, I'm going to pivot to Martha Stewart's books. I think Dolly Parton and her sister have 2 cookbooks. Eva Longoria has some. Stanley Tucci. Like, I'm just gonna keep it going, like, because it ties into like the Hollywood lifestyle, but it's like me wanting to learn this skill that I absolutely hate, but I want to be good at it and get good at being able to. I want to be a good home keeper. Like, I'm good at cleaning and all that stuff, but I'm pretty disorganized and messy. I'm like type A, type B. I think I've talked about this before. Where sometimes I'm very, like, things have to be perfect, and sometimes, like, I don't care, whatever. And I just want to get to a point where, like, I love cleaning. I love deep cleaning. I love vacuuming. I love dusting. I love washing walls, like mopping. I love all that stuff. I hate picking up stuff to do all that. So it's like, when people get maids, like, yeah, that's great, but I still have to do the part that I hate. I still have to pick up all the clothes that I leave on the ground, or, the stuff that I leave everywhere. So yeah, but I want to get good at that. And so honestly, the TikToks have been fun to make. It's a lot of work. It's very extensive. I will say, it's not just, it's like, I'm learning how to cook while at the same time having to record it all and then edit it and post it and whatever. So this week I'm making spaghetti with meatballs, homemade meatballs, you guys. I went and bought it from the store today, and let's just say it's not cheap. This is definitely not a cheap hobby. I will put it that way. But it's fun. I like it, and it gets me doing stuff. I'm a very busy person, but I can also be pretty lazy. I'm trying to get out of that. Now that I'm healthier, I have more energy and I feel good and I want to do more stuff. So that's a good thing. What I do today, I woke up at 4:30. I went to the gym, and then I went to the Home Depot. I bought some filters because I bought a new sprayer, like nozzle thing to water flowers and stuff like that, because I planted some grass. See, I'm telling you, I'm becoming a gardener. And so I want to keep it wet as much as I can, but I don't want to turn the sprinklers on yet because it was too cold. Anyway, it was a long thing. So I bought one, and it's already clogged with sand. So I'm like, surely there's a way to avoid that. And there is. Honestly, if you have a thought or opinion or think something might exist, it probably does. Just kind of Google it or go on Amazon. I'm sure you'll find it. So you can attach these filters to your water taps, and it filters out the sand or whatever's in your water. So I got some of those, and then I went to Smith's grocery store and got my groceries. And then I went home. What did I do? I got here. I kind of did some laundry, just some random things around the house, and recorded a Patreon. Now I'm here recording this. We're going to mow the lawn after this. I've also been watching, I guess I only watched the first one, the first Mission Impossible. I want to watch all of them before the new movie comes out in 2 weeks. So I'm going to have myself a little movie night tonight in my downstairs TV area. And it's just going to be fun. It's going to be a fun night. Then tomorrow I'm going back up north to Salt Lake and hanging out with my friends. Then it's Mother's Day. Did you guys get yourselves? If you're a mother, did you get yourself something? If not, did you get your mom something? Hope you did, because they deserve it. And yeah, what else have I been up to? Nothing really. I went to Cheesecake Factory yesterday, my favorite place. Oh, I went and saw the movie. I'm trying to get back in my movie habit. So there really wasn't anything I wanted to see super bad this week because I've already seen Thunderbolts. But I did want to see the movie called Drop, but it came out, I don't know, like a month ago. So not very many theaters are showing it. But there's this one theater in the Salt Lake area that is pretty big, and so it has a lot of the movies still, or movies that are kind of not being shown other places. Like when I went and saw On Swift Horses, that's the only theater that was showing it. And it's a nice theater. It's huge. It's really nice, and I like it. So I went and watched Drop, and it was good. I mean, for a thriller, like the premise of the movie is this girl, she's a single mom. She has survived, I guess it's not important, but domestic violence abuse by her ex-husband or former husband. She finally goes on a first date. They're high up on this skyscraper, and she keeps getting airdrops from this random number that she doesn't know. And it's basically telling her she has to kill her date because he knows something and he's trying to cover it up. Blah, blah, blah. It's a lot. Anyway, she just kind of has to figure out who's doing it, how to stop it, all this stuff. So, I mean, going into it, like if you're going into it trying to see, I don't know, some Oscar-worthy movie, you're going to be disappointed. If you're going into it to see a thriller, Universal Pictures movie, then I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I mean, now it's probably out on streaming, so if you want to watch something, it's good. I gave it a 3.5 stars, I think. Brandon's, I say his name wrong. I think in a TikTok I said Brandon Skellner. It's Sklenar. I had no idea. He's from It Ends With Us. He's Atlas, and he is very, very fine. I will say that very much. And Megan Faye, she's from White Lotus season 2. She's the main character. Both of them are. It was good. I liked it. I love my movie time to myself, and I had the whole theater to myself, except for they kept playing scary movies like on the previews. I'm like, please, please, and then they keep showing Final Destination, the new trailer for it. I'm like, come on, please, please stop showing these when I'm alone in the theater. But yeah, what else have I been up to? Nothing really. Oh, I'm going to see Katy Perry this weekend on Saturday in Vegas. Unfortunately, she's not coming to Salt Lake, which is the case for most celebrities nowadays. And this will be my 5th time seeing her. I saw her 3 times in Vegas and then the Witness tour here in Salt Lake, which was a fantastic concert. If people didn't like Witness, I still don't understand that, but this concert was very good. And there's one thing about Katy Perry. People are making fun of like her dancing and stuff right now. And they're like, why is she so weird? You guys, she's always been weird. Like, go back and look. She's always been weird and quirky and does weird things. Like, it's nothing new. I just think you guys just want to hate. Apparently Kesha's album, Kesha hates Katy Perry again, which is, I don't know. She's mad because she worked with Dr. Luke, but then it come out that Kesha's working with a songwriter who has many songs that she's written with Dr. Luke. And so it's like, Kate, you guys, you can't keep using this as an excuse to hate on Katy Perry because it just doesn't make sense. She keeps hanging out with people that have worked with Dr. Luke and working with people who've worked with them. So clearly it's not about that. It's about she just doesn't like Katy. And I guess Kesha's album was leaked. And the album is called Period. And someone on Twitter said, from a marketing standpoint, this is probably one of the worst names to name your album because it's just the dot. Like, it is not period, it's just the dot. Like, that's a fumble. But I guess the album leaked and it's not very good. I'm also going to Kesha in July. So hopefully, I don't know. The album's not supposed to. I'm supposed to go July 1st. The album's not supposed to come out until July 4th. So I'm hoping she doesn't play anything from the new album, and just stuff from her old one. Because her last concert I went to was so fun. It was so fun. Anyway, back to Katy Perry. I was like, well, I'll just buy 2 tickets, and then someone will for sure want to go with me, and we can just do what we did with Beyonce and go down to Excalibur, get a $25 hotel room, and then come home the next day. I don't know what is going on in Vegas this weekend, but a room at Treasure Island is $900. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think I'll be doing that. So I think I'm honestly just going to go down and come back after. I'll just take a nap in my car. But I ended up just buying 1 ticket because I'm like, I want to be, if you've seen her stage, it's like an infinity sign, and there's, VIP is in the centers of the infinity sign. I'm like, but I want to be there. And I'm like, I know someone's not going to pay this kind of money to go with me to see her. I'm like, I'm just going to go by myself. And I am actually kind of excited. People are like, are you like sad you have to go by yourself? I'm like, no, it's what I wanted. It's what I chose. I'm a big proponent of people doing things by themselves. I think it is very healthy to be able to go and do stuff on your own. Especially if it's something you really want to do and no one wants to go with you. No one's really interested. No one, like, don't let that stop you from going and doing things. Like, still go. You should go. It can't be as embarrassing as when I first started going to the movies by myself, and it wasn't on purpose. It was just how it ended up. Because when I moved to St. George, and me and my friends were supposed to go see, it's called That Awkward Moment with Zac Efron. I remember it was a funny movie. I haven't seen it since then, I don't think. But they were supposed to meet me there, and they didn't. And this was before, I think, you could choose your seats. But I always sit in the very back row. So I'm sitting there, and my 2 friends that were supposed to be there had just gone into relationships, so they were like in the honeymoon lovey-dovey phase, and they ended up not coming because they wanted to go hang out with their lovers. And so I was like pissed, obviously. And in comes this rowdy group of, I think, college kids. Like, they were my age, I'm pretty sure. And, oh no, first it was this other group. And they look over at me, they're like, are you here by yourself? I'm like, yeah. And I was like, my friends are coming though. And then they ended up canceling. So they're sitting next to me, and there's 2 seats in between me and them. And then this rowdy group comes in and sits right next to me. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. And I just hear the other group, a girl leans over to the guy, and she's like, I thought you said he didn't have any friends. I'm like, gee, thanks. I'm like, it's true at this point, but gee, thanks. So you know what? After that, I'm like, this is actually pretty nice. I kind of, except for the group next to me, so I started going by myself, and I loved it. I think I had been a few times before in high school, but there's just something about going to theater by yourself that is just relaxing. It's just you can just sit and enjoy the quiet, well, I guess not quiet, but the darkness, and eat your popcorn, eat your snacks. No one's talking to you. So anyway, what I'm getting at is go do things by yourself. I think it's a very good thing. Go on walks, be safe about it. Don't go in like sketchy places, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm just going to go down as a quick trip and I'll be back up here. Anyway, should we get started and talk about stuff that's going on with celebrities? I think so. Okay. Julia Michaels, she's the girl that has written a lot of songs for pop stars, Selena Gomez specifically. She has that song called Issues, which I love. I actually haven't heard that in a long time. She has a new EP coming out. She's also the girl that sings, I think it's with Phineas. Nope, I'm incorrect. That is wrong. I'll stop talking right now. Anyway, she has a new EP coming out May 23rd, same day as the new Mission Impossible movie. It's called Second Half. It's got 6 songs. The first one's called Heaven 2. So she sang, I think it was the last 50 Shades of Grey movie. She has a song called Heaven, which is pretty good. I'm guessing this is the second part to it. She has a song called Scissors with Maren Morris, Try Your Luck, Fool, GFY, and Time. So she's kind of hit or miss for me. She's not like, I don't not like her, but sometimes I don't really vibe with her music. And that's okay. We've got another celebrity skincare brand. This time it is Paris Hilton. And there was a 3-piece set you could buy, and it's already sold out. It sold out like within a day. It looks like she only has 3 products. The company is called ParaV. I don't know if it's a play on words or something, but if you see Paris Hilton, her skin is very healthy. She says one of the main things she does is kind of stays out of the sun, which is interesting because I feel like she goes to Ibiza a lot, and it's like a beach place. But, these things are easier said than done when you're rich and don't have to go out and do your own yard work and stuff like that. So, yeah, I was just thinking about, like, I listened to a podcast the other day, and it was like a skincare expert, and she's like, stay out of the sun, stay out of the sun. And I just think about all the times I've been waiting in line at concerts or at amusement parks or whatever, it just in the blazing hot sun. And I'm like, well, my skin's probably not the healthiest. Anyway, that's a secret of Paris Hilton's. But also, same with like Kim Kardashian. She has access to like the best of the best and the best doctors and people in this industry. So they're probably pretty good products. I don't know the prices of them yet. It won't tell me because it's sold out. I don't know if that's a marketing tactic or if it's really sold out. But she's got a That's Radiant Daily Purifying Cleanser, a gel to cream cleanser that helps remove makeup and impurities while gently exfoliating for a fresh, nourished looking glow. That's Tight, a plumping vitality serum, a high-performance serum that works instantly and over time to improve radiance, reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, and help skin feel firmer and tighter. And then we've got That's Quench, the barrier supporting cream, a nutrient-rich barrier replenishing moisturizer. Oh, sorry, I don't know why I read that. A nutrient-rich barrier replenishing moisturizer that melts into the skin, locking in hydration for a visibly plump, dewy glow. What is the ingredients? The first ingredient is water, so I think that's a good thing. I don't know any of this other stuff in here, but if it's starting with water, I think that's a good thing. You can sign up for early access to full launch on 5/19. So not this Monday we're on, but the following Monday, right? Let me pull up my little calendar. Yep. I love skincare, and I would love to use a lot of it, but you can only use so much, which is unfortunate because I think there's a lot of good stuff on there. I think there's a lot of in the market, but I think there's a lot of just normal crap too. And you're hearing more and more every day that just like not dollar store, but drugstore products are genuinely pretty good for you. You just got to keep. It's just like the consistency. Number one thing, though, you should do to protect your skin and make it look less old is sunscreen. You should always, 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 always wear sunscreen. That's coming from me, who used to never wear sunscreen. And if you're wondering, like me, because it was hard to find a sunscreen that didn't look like white when you put it on like a white cast over it. And then if you did find one that wasn't like that, people were like, well, it's got cancer in it. I mean, it's got stuff that gives you cancer. And I'm like, okay, well, if I don't wear it, I'll get skin cancer. Like, I don't understand. It's so hard to know. But what I used for a long, long time, like years, was the Olay Whips. And I actually really like that product. It has, they have ones without SPF, but the one I got had 25 SPF in it. And if you're looking for one you can get like at Walmart and stuff, that's one I would get. I actually got it from Kim Kardashian, promoted it once before. This was before she had her own skincare line, but I'm like, well, you know what? I'll give it a try, and I actually liked it. But now I use different stuff. I'm actually using beef tallow now for my skin, but I use Scarlett Johansson. Her company, The Outset, has a SPF, and I love it. I love it, you guys. It is great, and it honestly feels like it hydrates my skin too. It's like nourishing to the skin. Like, it makes my skin dewy, I guess you could say, not like dry or whatever. So I highly recommend that if you're in the market for an SPF. We've got another album in the Billions Club. I don't know if they do albums in Billions Clubs, but High School Musical 2, the soundtrack, has surpassed 1 billion streams on Spotify. I think that's so funny. If you would have told me that in, when was it? I was in elementary school when that came out. I wouldn't even know what you're talking about. What do you mean streams? What the hell does that even mean? But the song Gotta Go My Own Way has the most streams with 208 million. The rest of them have, like, some of them have over 100 million, some of them are close to 100 million. I think that's so funny. People are still loving this album. I wonder what the residual checks are like for those guys. Like, do you think they're pretty good? I'm wondering, because, like, I talked about Eva Longoria last time from Desperate Housewives. She said she still gets a very, very, very nice check from Desperate Housewives. And I'm like, is that the same with, I mean, I know Friends for sure. I know Big Bang Theory, like those shows. But I wonder about like High School Musical. Do they still get, because it's still popular. People still love that. I don't know. Let's see, Halsey and Amy Lee. Amy Lee is from Evanescence. They have a new song, Hand That Feeds. It's out May 9th, which is, today. I did not listen to it, you guys. I'm not very good at my job. It's for the Ballerina movie, and the Ballerina movie comes out June 17th, I want to say. I could be wrong. Let me check. It comes out sometime in June. I could be wrong. It's either the 13th or the 27th. So not what I said. The Ballerina movie is kind of a spin-off of the John Wick movies, which I have not seen, and I know people like them, so I need to watch those for sure. I don't know if I need to watch them before this movie comes out, but I won't be sad if I have to, because I actually want to be able to sit down and watch all these. Halsey's about to go on tour too. Patrick Schwarzenegger, he is trying to become the role of Patrick, is it Bates or Bateman? Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. Luca something. He's the guy that did Challengers, I think, he's not recreating the movie. He's doing his own interpretation of the movie. But if you're wondering what that is, it's the one with Christian Bale in it. And he's that really rich guy. And he's completely insane and obsessed, like a narcissist, obsessed with himself. But apparently Austin Butler is the main guy on Luca's mind for the role, which I also think he would be fantastic for it. And I guess people are like, Patrick deletes shady tweets towards Austin Butler, and because they resurfaced, but someone got a screenshot of them, and all he said was, I think Austin Butler's great, but he's already famous. I think Luca's movies are good for people who are up and coming still. And people were like, oh, he totally shaded Austin Butler, like he's like, I'm like, how is that even shade? I mean, he's correct. Austin Butler's famous already. I mean, so is Patrick. But this was before White Lotus time. So I don't know. I think they would both do great in it, honestly. This was interesting. Weight Watchers is filing for bankruptcy. It's Chapter 11, so they're not like going away. But I thought this article was interesting. It's from NPR. It says, Weight Watchers files for bankruptcy protection to eliminate debt burden. They have over $1 billion in debt. How does that even happen? How do you who keeps giving you this money to use? I don't understand it. It says Weight Watchers said Tuesday it's filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection to eliminate $1.15 billion in debt and focus on its transition into telehealth services provider. Also, I wasn't aware, but they are trying to get into the Ozempic market. They bought, Weight Watchers was founded more than 60 years ago, has struggled recently. In 2023, the company moved into the prescription drug weight loss business, particularly with the $106 million acquisition of Sequence, now Weight Watchers Clinic, a telehealth service that helps users get prescriptions for drugs like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Trulicity. Oh, so they just help them get these. I see. I thought they had their own. Very interesting. I don't know. It's kind of, don't you just go to your doctor and you can do this? Maybe this is an easier way. I honestly feel like it's pretty easy to get Ozempic. A lot of people I know are on it, which that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying it doesn't seem like it's that hard to get. So why would people go to Weight Watchers and probably have to pay? Maybe it's cheaper than going to the doctor though. I didn't think about that. Yeah. So remember when Oprah joined Weight Watchers, the infamous "I love bread" video, and then stock jumped, like they were doing really well, and then I think she stepped away from it, didn't she? I think because of Ozempic. I'm not saying she's on it, but I think she didn't really need Weight Watchers anymore, so she left the company. I don't know. Interesting. What's next? What do I have on my thing next? Nate Bargatze. I keep calling him Bargatze. It's just Bargatze. He's that comedian. I think we're going to him, me and my family, in December. He's coming to Salt Lake. He's pretty popular right now, but he's got a book out now called Big Dumb Eyes. And apparently I watched live with Kelly and Mark the other day, and he was on it, and he says my eyes, I've gotten comments on my eyes that they're just really big, but there's really nothing behind them. They just look like big dumb eyes. So that's what he named his book. It came out on Wednesday. Maybe Monday. I think it was Monday. So if you want a comedian book to watch or listen to or read or whatever, there's you something. Okay, we got Austin City Limits. It is Austin, Texas's version. Sorry, that sounds weird. Of Coachella. I don't know how long this has been going. I just assume in my mind Coachella is the I don't know. It's just kind of like the one everyone knows. It's just like when you think of a music festival, the first one you think of is Coachella. These could be older than Coachella or what, but I don't know. Anyway, it is, last year the main headliner was Dua Lipa, and she was fantastic. Also, if you've never been to Austin, I highly recommend going. It was a very fun place to go and visit. Very, very cool. A lot of people are moving there. A lot of companies are moving there. I heard it's gotten very expensive though, so to live there is kind of hard. But either way, I've heard I really liked it there. So Friday we've got Hozier, Luke Combs, Cage the Elephant, and Empire of the Sun. Those are the ones in big letters, so they're the most famous. Although I couldn't tell you a Cage the Elephant song, or I even know that Empire of the Sun existed till I just read it. Maren Morris will also be there on Friday. Her album just came out today. And Role Model. I do know Role Model. He is kind of doing well right now. Saturday is Sabrina Carpenter, The Strokes, Doechii, and Joe, DJO. I don't know who that is. Japanese Breakfast, I've heard of them. Other than that, I don't know any of these other artists. It's interesting to think that somewhere in all these artists, there's probably, 25, 30 other artists going on that day, each day. So probably like 75. And you wonder which ones are the ones that are going to just go off, just pop off one day. And they'll be super famous. Kind of like how, what's her name was? Chapel Roan. It's interesting. I mean, it's going to happen. You just don't know which one it is. And then Sunday is Doja Cat. So I think she might be coming out with something soon. Because she's kind of been poking her head out of the sand a little bit. She has a new song for the F1 soundtrack with, I think it's called Dawn Oliver is the person's name. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. It's really good. I really like it. So Doja Cat, John Summit, Feed, I don't know, Feid, T-Payne, and Mick G. Don't know who those people are. So anyway, if you're going, did I tell you what day it was? October 3rd through the 5th and 10th through the 12th. You can buy tickets now starting at $25 down with a layaway plan. 1 day general admission is $170. No hidden fees on any of these, you guys. 1 day general admission plus, I don't know what that means, is $350. What is the general admission plus? Buy now before prices increase again. Oh, it's sold out. Wow. Is the regular one? Wow, you guys, it's all sold out. This is just for 1 day though. Let's see, VIP. Wow, this is a popular event. Oh my gosh, 3-day weekend, y'all access, $27,000. I mean it's for 2 people, but still, that, 2-person y'all access package is an exclusive experience that will bring you into the inner workings of the festival from a unique vantage point. This gets you preferred entry to Zilker Park for all 3 days. To the weekend 1 of the festival includes all amenities of Platinum, VIP, General Admission Plus, and General Admission, along with exclusive front of stage viewing plus access to side stage viewing, golf cart transportation with dedicated concierge. This I think Coachella has, where it takes you wherever you want to go. Like it'll take you to each stage on golf carts. Exclusive all access shuttle transportation. I'm just gonna go ahead between the JW Marriott and private Stratford Premium Platinum entrance. So I'm guessing it's not the regular shuttle. I was like, these people are paying $27,000 are not going to be taking the shuttle with all the peasants. Access to Artist Village and Partner Lounge. Invitation to Thursday evening pre-festival dinner. Wow. You get your own concierge. Plus, tour the grounds and meet your concierge. That's crazy. Exclusive all access festival gift. 1 reserved parking spot per package. One per package? Are you serious? I mean, I guess why would you need more than that? But still. 1 ticket per person to official ACL Fest Nights show of your choice. Includes access to all... Oh, we've already done that. So, if you have money to spend, there you go. You can spend $27,000 on tickets to ACL. All my witch fans, all my Wiccans out there, Practical Magic 2 will be coming out September 18th, 2026. This is very, very, very new. The only people on the call list, sheet list, or whatever are Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman. And they just gave us like the title, like Practical Magic 2 coming September 18th. So like it's very new. Netflix is getting a new look. I don't know, I keep seeing this ta-dum thing, and it's a play on the intro. Like when you turn on Netflix, it's like dun. Is this kind of like how Meta is, and like under Meta is Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, Threads, because it says ta-dum by Netflix. So are they trying to do what Meta's doing and just have I guess it's like Alphabet. Alphabet owns Google and a bunch of other stuff. Google's not like Google on its own. Another company owns Google, which is crazy to think. It says Netflix is getting a new look. What you need to know. Finding your next watch on Netflix is about to become much easier. New TV experience is headed your way, and it comes with better recommendations and improved interface that highlights what matters most to you. Yep, things are getting even more personal. When is experience launch? May 19th. When will I get it? Most TVs and TV streaming devices will be eligible for the new TV experience when it launches, with more devices set to be added as the rollout continues. It'll be easy to tell if you're in new territory. Just look out for a welcome message that will help walk you through your upgraded homepage. What's new? There's a lot to get excited about. All the updates are designed to make choosing easier because decision fatigue is real. That is a big plague in my life. That is why I haven't watched a lot of stuff, because I get overwhelmed and I just start watching the same thing over and over again. Plus I watch the same thing I've already seen because I know I'm going to fall asleep. So, but I am a very, very patient of decision fatigue as me. You can look forward to new features like a simpler navigation, shortcuts to search, shows, movies, games, and My Netflix are now located at the top of your screen and always visible. Responsive recommendations. Find what you want when you want it. Now, as you watch, explore, and engage with titles, you'll get fresh rows of recommendations served up in real time. Your homepage will respond to your viewing and browsing history so you can quickly find something that suits your mood in the moment. Your own My Netflix hub. Consider this your personal oasis to keep track of all the stuff that matters to you, where you left off on that show, what you plan to watch next, and more. Check back here to find what's in your continue watching my list and remind me. Detailed information about each title. Having a hard time choosing between this show or that movie? We've been there. With the new interface, you can discover what makes each title worth the watch before you commit to pressing play. Preview the title, synopsis, runtime, award wins, top 10, history, or key cast all up front while you browse. That actually is pretty nice. So yeah, look forward to that. I just saw on here, it says Ciao Roma, Emily in Paris Season 5 starts production in Italy. That was May 7th. So they're taking a little trip. Someone's like, when is her visa going to expire? That is a good question. Okay, Bravo has some news. While they said New York Real Housewives was canceled, it has said that is not true. A spokesperson came out and said that's not true, but the show is put on hold indefinitely. Which to me, indefinitely sounds like forever. But doesn't it mean just for a little bit? Okay, so I was half right. I think, where is it? It says indefinitely for an unlimited or unspecified period of time. So it could be forever, but usually when people talk about it, it means just a little bit, or like until they figure something out what to do. You know what I mean? So yeah, why was I talking about that for? Oh, New York Housewives. Let's see. So they've added 4 new shows. Well, I guess they haven't added. They have just reignited these shows. So let's see. We've got... Oh, here, first of all, they said they canceled... New York Housewives. But it says, Bravo says The Real Housewives of New York City is not canceled. I already talked about this. Sorry. I paused it for a few minutes and I've already forgotten what I said. So Housewives of New York is not canceled, even though I saw a TikTok of Bethany Frankel, who used to be on Housewives. She said it is canceled. So maybe that's why they did a statement. Who knows? But let me see. Where's my little link I need to click on? Here are the shows. This is Bravo orders The Real Housewives of Rhode Island, New Ladies of London, and Shaw's reboot. It says Bravo announced that The Real Housewives of Rhode Island will become the latest entry into the network's bedrock franchise. Bravo is also reviving Shaw's of Sunset, By the Way of the Valley, and Reza Farron, Gigi, and Mercedes, all returning to the Valley, Persian style. And let's see, Shaw's was put on pause in 2022 after 9 seasons on the network. I never watched that, but I always saw commercials for it. Additionally, the company announced a new version of Ladies of London, which I think used to be on TV and people liked it. I don't know why they canceled it, but they did. It says The Real Housewives-ish docu-soap that ran on Bravo for 3 seasons from 2014 to 2017. The show is distinct from The Real Housewives of London, which was announced last year, and will be coming to Hayu, NBCU's streaming video on-demand service, this year. The other new show mentioned in the announcement is Wife Swap, The Real Housewives edition. This one will be interesting. Oh my gosh, I will love this one. Which presumably will show different housewives swapping families. Can you imagine? The Ladies of London cast will be entirely new, and there is no cast announced for the new Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Also missing from today's announcement has any news about Real Housewives of New York and the Real Housewives of New Jersey, both of which have been taking a minute to regroup after difficult seasons. I've heard they haven't had very good seasons. So yeah, there's that. There's for my Bravo fans. I do love Bravo. The Golden Globes is adding... Oh, sorry, I need to go back. Real Housewives of Miami is premiering on June 11th. That's a good franchise to watch, you guys. I highly recommend it. If you want to dip your toe into the Real Housewives era, franchise, whatever you want to call it. It's a good one. Okay, hang on. Golden Globes. Organizers of the Golden Globes on Wednesday said that the ceremony will introduce best podcast category beginning with the 83rd Globes in 2026. This is the one that Nikki Glaser hosted, and she's hosting it again, which we love to see it. So far, it says the only awards that podcasts are up for, like the Webby Awards, the Ambies, the iHeartRadio Music Awards, but apparently it's becoming a big medium because they're adding a category at the Golden Globes. So that's, it's here to stay, I think. I think it took a while to get going, but now, seriously, everyone has a podcast. Anytime I hear someone saying, we need 100% tariff on podcast equipment, I'm like, oh God, I'm like, it's so embarrassing, but I'm good at it, I think. I mean, obviously need to get better, but I like it. And they say most podcasts don't even make it past like 10 episodes before they just give up. So it's definitely not I think at the beginning, like, especially during COVID times, even before that, like Anna Faris started very early. I miss her podcast so much. I checked it the other day and she still isn't posting. I hope she's okay. Like, I really, really hope she's okay. She was one of the very first ones to have a podcast. Dax Shepard's been doing it for a long time, but I think it got really popular during COVID. That's kind of like when Call Her Daddy, I think, became a big thing. And, people just had time to listen to stuff, so it just kind of became a thing. Plus, it's pretty easy to start. Like, you just have to buy a microphone and have a computer, and you upload it for free. And, like, editing, you can edit however extensively you want. You don't have to edit at all. Like, it's really not that difficult. The difficult part is getting people to find your podcast and listen to it, which is what I'm trying to do. Please help me. Let's see. Details are few about the criteria for the new category. According to the Globes today, the top 25 podcasts will qualify for consideration with total of 6 final nominations for the category. Eligibility requirements for those rankings and other details will be announced in the coming weeks. Wouldn't it be so cool if I got nominated for a Golden Globe? I'm dreaming. That's a bucket list thing for me. Oh, what I was going to say is Martha Stewart's book. Oh, wait. Nope. Never mind. Hang on. Okay, never mind. It's down on my list a little bit farther. I didn't miss it. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss it. Okay, so now it says nominations for the 2026 Golden Globes in all... Ballerina advertisement just came up. It's in theaters June 6th. So none of the dates I was saying. June 6th is when it comes out. Golden Globes nominations will be announced December 8th, with the awards to be bestowed during the 83rd Golden Globes on January 11th, 2026, with Nikki Glaser returning to host. I didn't know that, like, you could own... I guess it makes sense, but you can buy award shows. It says the best podcast category becomes the third Globes category added to the ceremony since the award show was acquired in June 2023 by Dick Clark Productions, co-owned by Eldridge and Deadline parent PMC. So if you want to buy a award show, that is something you can do if that's something you want to do. All right, what's next? Okay, the Utah hockey team has got their name. This is what I was talking about at the beginning, my intro, where they really messed up. They messed up twice. First of all, the name, I like it. It's a good name, but it's just called the Mammoth. Just not plural, just the Mammoth. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, every other, like, it's the Lakers. I guess the Jazz is already plural. I don't know, what's some other sports? The Raiders, like, they all are plural. Why is this one just Mammoth? It makes no sense. But I will say the logo is pretty cool. It looks like a mammoth head, but the top of its head part is like mountains. So that's pretty cool. It says today Smith Entertainment Group revealed the new name and permanent identity of Utah's NHL franchise, the Utah Mammoth. I want to know why it's just there's no S. Does that bug anybody else, or is it just me? I wonder that because sorry, like stumbling. There's a town in the county I grew up in that has a museum, and in it has the skeleton remains of the mammoth that they found kind of up by Huntington area. I'm thinking that's the only one in Utah. I could be wrong. But I'm thinking that's one of the reasons they had the name in mind. But it said, the Utah mammoth, more than 10,000 years ago, herds of mammoth. Is that what it's called? Herds of mammoth. Is it like deer? You don't call them deers? Maybe I just don't know how to spell mammoths. Herds of mammoth. Oh my god. People are listening to this. This is so embarrassing. Interesting. I guess I just found something out today. Herds of mammoth claimed Utah as their home, and ever since, the mammoth has embodied strength, momentum, and earth-shaking presence, qualities that are brought to life by the passion of Utah's hockey fans, and that mirror the franchise's bold emergence to NHL. In a process driven by the community, the Utah Mammoth name was chosen by fans during a 13-month process involving 4 rounds of fan voting and more than 850,000 votes. Where was I? I would have voted on this. Okay, so what I want to... let's see. Mammoth fossils have been found throughout Utah in Bear Lake, Fillmore, Orem, Park City, Lake Powell, and most notably Huntington Canyon. I told you. But I guess I was wrong, and that's not the only one that they found. Huntington Canyon, where a complete mammoth skeleton was discovered in 1988. I think they were digging like a reservoir. So if you want to go see the mammoth, it's in Fairview, Utah at the museum. It says, these massive, resilient creatures stood over 14 feet tall, weighed up to 22,000 pounds. Holy crap. 14 feet tall? That is tall. With a curved tusk to dig throughout the snow, fending off predators, and thrive in Utah's glacial terrain. Evidence suggests that mammoths, see, it's plural, charged in herds at speeds exceeding 25 miles per hour. Sorry, now I'm just missing S's all over the place. Comparable to the speeds reached by the fastest skaters on the NHL. I guess that's interesting. Okay, what I was getting at though, I haven't done any research on this either, so I could be wrong. I'm just taking it from my friend who talks about it, but he likes sports, so I trust him. Nathan, if you're wrong, I'm going to have to publicly apologize. But yet they wanted to be named the Yetis, but Yeti Cooler wouldn't let them use the name. And I'm like, first of all, isn't Yeti just a word? How can you own a word? That doesn't make sense. Second of all, how iconic would it be to team up with Yeti Cooler for a hockey team? They're on ice. That is like perfect marketing. It just doesn't make sense to me. Now, I know I don't have any education or college degree or anything, so there's probably some business acumen to it, more than just Yeti wouldn't let them use the name, which still doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. But my friend Nathan had a point. He's like, we're in Utah. How many Utah moms have a cupboard full of Yeti, like those cups? I'm like, that is very true. I don't know. Whoever missed that ball did the hockey team dirty. I'm just gonna say that right now. So I like the name Mammoth. It's pretty cool. The logo's cool. I think it'll be good. I think it should be Mammoths, but that's my opinion. But it should have been Yetis. And now we're gonna move on because that was a hard one to get through. Okay, so Liam Payne sadly passed away. Was that in October? Anyway, his ex, Cheryl, was left his entire estate because he had no will. Now, it's said to be his estate's worth like 35 million or something, 38 million. But it's between her and his lawyer, and they're not really allowed to touch it. They're not really allowed to do anything with it. I think it's just like living expenses, and I think it's mainly for their son because they have a son together named Bear. And basically they're just there to watch over it and keep an eye on it, and I think it'll eventually go to his son because it's supposed to go to if there's no will in London, it said it goes to the first blood heir, Heier, is that how you say it? Not error. In the line, so that would be his son, but obviously he has to wait till he's like 18. That's a lot of money to get 18. Oof, That is a lot of money. Dang. So sad. Really, really sad. I mean, he was my age. Maybe, yeah, he's 1 year older than me. I don't have a will. So sorry to anyone who doesn't get my credit card debt, but maybe next time. Okay, let's see. Next up, Barbara Corcoran from the Shark Tank series. I love her. She's my favorite on there. I actually love her Instagram too. She's just such a fun lady. I just love her. And her story's really cool too. Her and her husband started this real estate company, and then he ended up cheating on her with her assistant, and he took the company. And so she went out and started her own. And she's like, you won't be able to walk down the street without seeing my picture on a billboard or something. And he's like, yeah, whatever. Then she creates this like $1 billion real estate business. And anyway, she just loved that story. But she is selling her penthouse. And I followed this story for a long time because when she was starting her company, she was like a mail carrier at first, or like a package, kind of like a Uber Eats or DoorDash type person back in that day, but for like stuff. I don't think food. You know what I mean? What am I trying to say? Like packages. She went to this lady's penthouse and she walked in. She's like, oh my gosh. She's like, if you ever decide to sell this, please call me. And the lady kind of laughed, like, okay, whatever, you know. And she's like, I'm going to be buried in this house. Like, there's no way. She's like, okay, but if I'm telling you, if you do, give me a call. So 20 years later, she gets a call and the lady sold it to her. And she said the same thing. She's like, I will die in this house. But it turns out her and her husband, she's 76, her husband's 80, and apparently it has a lot of stairs, and it's just hard for him to get around now. And she's actually not even making a profit on it. She's like losing money because she bought it for $10 million and then put almost $3 million into, no, she put $2 million in. So she's like breaking even technically in renovations. So anyway, this place is so cool, you guys. The kitchen eating area is like a conservatory. It's a giant like windows from floor to ceiling, and then the roof is like curved glass. Could you imagine like when it snows being in there, or when it's raining, or just being in your kitchen? Like, look at all this natural light. I know you can't see what I'm looking at, but it's amazing. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. They found another apartment in the same neighborhood, and her husband is a former FBI agent. I did not know that. But they says they found a new penthouse, single story in the neighborhood of Carnegie Hill to call home. I wonder how much money he has. He's done pretty well because she has a lot of money. This is crazy though. Monthly maintenance fees are $11,000 a month. That is, I just can't even believe that. So, this is an apartment I would buy in a heartbeat. If I had that kind of money, this is one I would not even hesitate to look at. Just because of the sunroom. It's very pretty. It's very pretty. I think you can see Central Park from it. It's amazing. Oh my gosh. What it would be to... Me and my friends were talking about this the other night. Last night actually, we went to Cheesecake Factory. And we were talking about... I'm like, I would rather live in the suburbs. I'm not really a downtown kind of guy. And my friend's like, yeah, only if I was like be able to live like lavishly would I want to live downtown. I'm like, yes, that is correct. If I could live in a really nice apartment with a parking garage and like a doorman, you know what I mean, like that, I would live downtown. But it's so expensive. I would much rather live in the suburbs. That's just me. I need my strip malls. I need my Walmarts and Targets and movie theaters and parking. Oh, I love a good parking lot. There is nothing I love more than a good parking lot. I hate terrible parking. Hate it. Like, despise it so badly. Okay, Lorde is going on tour. Sorry to change so abruptly. Lorde is going on tour. It's called the Ultrasound Tour. I don't think I'll be going. I went to her melodrama tour and it was wonderful. It was fantastic. I loved it. I'm just not into her new song, and there are too many other artists I want to see, like Miley and Ariana. I will be going there, and I want to try and go to see Beyonce too this year, Plus, I'm seeing Dua Lipa in October. It's my first time at the Kia Forum, you guys. It's so iconic, the one in LA. I'm super excited. But let's see, she's going on a world tour. She's going to Sweden, Germany, Denmark, Switzerland, Italy, Belgium, Netherlands, Dublin, Ireland. I've been there, and Netherlands. London, Manchester, Paris, Luxembourg, and of course, America, because that's where all the money is, even though we're screwed. I wonder if non-American celebrities had to pay tariffs. Does that even make sense? Maybe not. What's next? Okay, Benson Boone is also going on tour. Oh, I just skipped like 4 things. Benson Boone's going on tour, and I was kind of like, his new album cover is not good, and his tour picture is not good. Like, I don't know. I think they should have spent a little more time on that. People are not liking his new song, Mystical Magical. A lot of people hate it online. He actually went on TikTok and he's like, okay, you guys, you need to tell me what you don't like about my stuff. It's fine if you don't like it, but don't just say, oh, this song sucks. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, I hate this. Oh, I hate Benson Boone. He's like, that is not constructive criticism. I need to know what I need to work on. Like, I love celebrities that are aware and that are willing to learn and adjust. And like Katy Perry, her song Thinking of You has been going around lately, and how she sings it so weird. And people have been making fun of it. And she started singing it the other night on stage. And she stops halfway through. She's like, I don't sing like that, you guys. And then she's like, when they say I can't dance, show them this. And she starts dancing like totally bizarre and weird. Like, I just love when they're in on the joke and when they can take a joke and be willing to take criticism. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I wasn't sure how the tour was going to go. I mean, when he came to Utah last year, I think he lives here, you guys. I think I already talked about this. When he came here last year, he was at the Maverick Center, and it sold out pretty quickly. And I thought tickets were expensive when they were $150. And I was like, oh, well, I'll go because his album came out and I liked it. And tickets were like on par with Taylor Swift and Beyonce. I'm like, this makes no sense. This literally makes no sense. So I think his clientele in Utah is massive. All these little Mormon girls and me. They added 3 shows to the Delta Center. It was just 1, and they've added 3. And the sale hasn't even started yet. I think it's pre-sale, American Express pre-sale. So he's pretty popular. Even if people don't like him, he's pretty popular. I like him, and he did really good at Coachella. So I got to see him. I'm good. That's kind of how I feel with Lady Gaga. I thought the Mayhem tour was going to be a whole different set than Coachella, which doesn't make sense because they went all out for Coachella. So to use that just twice wouldn't have made sense. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Like, obviously, it's a great show they put on. But I'm like, I've already seen it. And I've seen it way up more close than I would be able to at a show. So I won't be so sad if I don't get to see Lady Gaga because I've seen her 3 times now. So yeah, I don't really need to see Benson either. The 25th anniversary of Oops, I Did It Again comes out on May 16th, you guys. 25 years. I was 5 when that came out. Oh my gosh, that makes me so sick to my stomach. I just remember my cousin Jessica had a phone that was also an alarm clock that was also a CD player. And we thought that was the coolest thing ever. And it had a little window on it, so the CDs would spin around and you'd just see a little bit of it every now and then, and you would just always see that Oops, I Did It Again CD in there. And we listened to it all summer and clean, and yeah, times were just simpler back then. Speaking of that, the movie On Swift Horses, the one I talked about last week, there was an element to it because it was filmed like based in the 50s, and if I already talked about this, I'm sorry, but I don't think I did. You just look around their house and they didn't have stuff. They didn't have like hordes and hordes and hordes of stuff, and like they didn't eat processed food. They like would sit around and read books and do puzzles. Like I don't even know if they like watched TV in the show. They had like one record player with like 5 records. It just seemed like such a more laid back, simpler time. And sometimes I kind of crave that. I kind of just crave simplicity. And my life is anything but that. I'm just all over the place. I genuinely think I drive between 500 to 1,000 miles a month. I'm not joking. I'm not even kidding you. That would kill a Victorian child to know that I traveled that much. What kind of sorcerer am I? But sometimes I'm just like, what would it be to be the kind of person that just goes to work and then comes home? Like, you live in the same city you work in. Your commute is like, 5 minutes? You just go there, you come home, and you just hang out? Like, I don't know what that's like. I mean, I guess I used to. I used to live in Salt Lake. And I used to have no friends. And I used to not do anything. So that's when I was my skinniest. I was also pretty unhealthy. It was not like a healthy skinny. I was eating. Don't worry, I'm not like I was an anorexic or anything. But I was eating like plain noodles. I was also extremely poor. I was trying to pay off all my debt, which I did. I worked 2 jobs for a whole year. So yeah, I didn't really have much time to do much of anything. But my apartment was clean, always super, super clean. And now I'm just always like, why can't I keep things clean? It's because I've just got too much to do. I'm just always doing something. Sorry, we got off on this huge tangent. Anyway, I have a goal that I want to find a place in Salt Lake to rent, Salt Lake area. And when I do, it's going to look like a ghost town in there. I don't want a thing in that apartment. I don't want anything. In my bedroom, I want a bed, maybe 2 nightstands, and that's it. I don't want anything. I want a couch and a TV and maybe a dining table, and that's it. I seriously, I kind of get what Kim Kardashian's going for now with her house that is just completely plain. She's like, my life is just so chaotic that when I come home, I just need it to be quiet. I need it to not be loud. I need it to be quiet. I don't need a lot going on. I'm like, that's weird, Kim. Your house is ugly. Like, whatever. I wonder what it's going to be like now because she's completely renovating it. Like, she can't even move in until like next July or something, next summer. Like, she's moving because they're doing that much renovation to her house. So I hope she changes it from that modern, boring. The house before they remodeled it was so nice. Anyway, I'm kind of going for that. If I get another place eventually, because my house here, I love it. Don't get me wrong. It's very eclectic. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in this house, and I love it. I absolutely love it. But I also love the idea of having nothing at the same time. Does that make any sense to anybody? Which is funny that I have to get a whole other place to be able to do that instead of just cleaning up the place here. But this is the vibe here. This is the vibe. I never used to be into modern, but now I'm kind of getting into that look. I'm kind of getting into it. If I can have both, I'll be totally fine. I couldn't live in modern full time. No, there's no way in hell. Okay, now on to... Oh, before I forget, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives starts this Wednesday, the 14th, you guys. Are you so excited? I am. I can't wait. I saw another clip they just released. It was kind of when I was waking up and I turn on TikToks and then you fall asleep, and then they just replay. You guys, the other night I got home at 4 a.m. and I don't know why I turned on TikTok. I guess I wasn't tired, which is really weird. And I woke up and my phone was still in my hand, but the screen was off, and I was like, okay, whatever. So then I go out, and like a few hours later, I go onto TikTok, and it says, you've reached your limit for the day. I fell asleep with my phone in my hand, and my TikTok was going for 3 hours. For 3 hours, and it timed out. I'm like, oh, how did I not even notice that? I must have been tired. But yeah, I saw another clip of, I think it was this morning on TikTok, of Demi and Taylor getting in a fight. Apparently people don't like Demi. I don't know what she did, but they're like, I don't think her and Jesse are friends anymore. I don't know what's going on, but I like her. And Taylor said, you wouldn't even have this if it wasn't for me. And while yes, I completely 100% agree with that, at the same time, if we... what am I trying to say? You could introduce anybody to this world, to the public spotlight. But if they're not interesting or fun, like, people aren't going to pay attention to them. So there's something about Demi that people like. So yes, you might have brought her to the spotlight, but people have stayed for her because they like her. So that argument can only go so far. You know what I mean? I like Taylor. I'm not trying to say anything negative about her. It just doesn't make any sense. It's kind of like Kim. She made the family famous, But people stay for Chloe. People stay for Kylie. People stay for Chris. I was going to say the other two, but I don't think they do. And also Kim. Like, they all have their own fan base. It's just to say that people are only there because of you still, it doesn't make sense. Maybe at the beginning, yes, but not anymore. Okay, Martha Stewart. This is what I was going to talk about. I have a bucket list goal, and it's to have every single one of Martha Stewart's books in a bookshelf. I know I just talked about not having very much stuff, so this kind of goes against what I'm saying, but I want to have a big armoire thing, and it's going to have all 101 of Martha's books in it. I have 3 of them, so I need, 99 of them? Wait, is that right? 98 of them. So wish me luck. But it's kind of interesting because I just got around to watching her documentary. And then I was like, I wonder what her first book is like. I wonder if it's still relevant. And it must be, because I looked to try and find it, and it said you can buy it at Barnes & Noble and Amazon and Target. I'm like, that's weird. Why would they still carry that? It came out in 1980, 81 or something. I mean, there's no way they're still carrying that. She's re-releasing it, you guys. Talk about the universe working in tandem with me. What are the odds of that? I finally get down to watch the documentary, and now she is re-releasing her first book, which I wanted. So I Googled it to see if I could find it. What is that called? What is that called? Divine intervention? I don't know all these laws and stuff. But anyway, it comes out in October. You can pre-record it. So throughout her career, Martha has written 100 books and counting, each one showcasing her expertise across cooking and baking, gardening, organizing, and entertaining. Martha's first book, Entertaining, was published in 1982 and is now a rare find. Acquiring this classic requires winning a bidding war on eBay or stumbling upon the pre-owned copy from family members. Martha fans will now have a much easier time getting their hands on this tome. Yeah, I think that's right. Entertaining is hitting bookshelves again this year. Let's see. When is it going to go on sale? It doesn't say on this, which is weird because it's her website. Do you think it would tell you when? I think it's in October, I want to say. The Many Lives of Martha Stewart. 2 documentaries about Martha have fueled the surge of popularity among younger generations. Oh, I'm not the only one. Just kidding, I've always liked her. The Many Lives of Martha Stewart on CNN and Martha on Netflix. Both documentaries offer an inside look at Martha's rise, passion, and empire she built. While these younger fans weren't part of the beginning of her journey, they're inspired by her entrepreneurial spirit, business savvy, and creative work. It's very true. Oh yeah, Entertaining will return to shelves this October, according to the New York Times. The reissue will include the original content and layouts of the first edition. The publisher does not plan on refreshing the book aside from printing it on higher quality paper. So it's like the original, you guys. So that's what I'm saying. It's still relevant. Obviously, the cover, the decorations are not in anymore, but the way you entertain must be. That's a goal of mine too, is to have an actual dinner party where I went to my friend's birthday party the other day, and she had all of our names. She wrote each of us a card in an envelope. It had them on our plates, and then next to our plates she had pictures of her and the guest that was sitting in that spot. I'm like, that is so touching for you to do that for us on your birthday. Okay, a few more things. We're kind of going long here. Kylie and Timotheè have their first red carpet together. This is iconic, you guys. We've been waiting for this I don't know how long, and they both look so cute. My babies, my Shaylas, they just look so adorable. It says Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet stepped out together on Wednesday at an event in Rome, marking their first ever joint appearance on a red carpet. The couple posed for photos together at the 70th David D. Donatello Awards red carpet. What a random one to premiere on. At the Italian capital on Wednesday, Chalamet was it's because he was getting an award, was honored with a David Award, the Italian equivalent of Academy Award for Cinematic Excellence at the ceremony, an honor that highlighted his contributions to the film industry. Jenner and the Dune star wore black ensembles and held hands while posing for photos together. While they have been romantically linked since 2023, Jenner and Chalamet have mostly kept details about their relationship under wraps. When I was reading her article in British Vogue, she says she goes to New York a lot, and she has a an outfit, an incognito outfit. And she's like, I actually walk around a lot more than people would realize. So I'm glad that they get to have some kind of privacy. Poor things. The couple have, however, attended several events together over the past 2 years, particularly throughout Chalamet's award season run for a complete unknown, but had never appeared on a red carpet. I remember Kylie posted about this the other day on Instagram, and she did her own makeup. It looks really good. She's just so pretty. I just love her. I love her so much. And him. I'm looking at this picture of them, and I just am so happy to be alive at the same time as Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner. Okay, the last thing on the list here is I just found out about today. Sebastian Stan, he's Winter Soldier from Avengers, and Leo Woodall, he is the quote unquote nephew from season 2 of White Lotus. They're going to be in a new movie together. It's based on a true story. It's called Burning Rainbow Farm. A pair of marijuana advocates try to hold their own against the FBI in a brutal 5-day standoff. Apparently they're a couple, and their son gets taken from them. And yeah, that's all I know pretty much. But it's a true story. From what I've read in a different article, it could be wrong. But they're the only 2 on there so far, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you guys very much for listening to this. I appreciate it. Make sure to tell everyone about this. And I don't know, I hope you guys like me rambling, because I kind of just do it. People assume when they meet me that I'm mean. I'm trying not to look mean anymore. And I think it's working. But I'm trying to have a little bit of a smile when I'm just kind of out and about or at parties and stuff. And people have approached me, and they seem to not be as scared of me and are willing to talk to me. But I also I don't just disclose a lot of stuff unless I've had a few drinks, So I don't know if that's a standoffish to people too, where I just don't divulge a lot of information. That's kind of the Scorpio in me. And I'm trying to get better at that. So when I do get talking is what I mean. When I'm in a comfortable setting or whatever, I will talk. Trust, I will talk. And this is a comfortable place for me. This is a safe place. It's honestly kind of like a online diary for me, like a journal for me. So yeah, here we are. Anyway, thank you for listening. If you want to listen to more, I just did a Met Gala recap on my Patreon page. You can find me on Instagram, on TikTok. What else? I don't know. I just am very glad to be here. I'm happy to be here. Anyway, talk to you later.